Okay. Looks like it's working. Let's hit some bets. Let's go. So I'm going to share my screen. We can talk about some promos. We can hit some bets. All the exciting things in life. I mean, what's better than a Friday? Gonna drink a drink, hit some bets, make some money. I mean, literally, I don't know what could be better. So I'm on the ARB page, and the first thing we can do is hit an ARB. So again, every bet, go through the live streams, watch them live, tune in when I'm live. I'll just put here, what you're going to see is this net profit go up. We're up $237. So that's elite, maybe. Amazing, maybe. Good, I'll take it. So let's hit some bets. What we can do right now is here's an ARB. Let's hit this ARB. I have WinBet. I'm in Arizona. I have Caesars. I'm in Arizona. If you don't have Caesars, click the link to sign up. They're giving away a $3,000 deposit bonus in a few states, which we'll link you to automatically to your state. Or they're giving away a $1,000 bet match. But what you can see is if I just go to basketball and we can go into this game. So this is the Spurs game. And then we're on over 7.5 and under 7.5. I believe this is rebounds for DeJounte Murray. So we can go to rebounds and then Spurs. So we have under 7.5, over 7.5. Because the plus number is greater than the minus number, and these are equal and opposite outcomes, we can place a bet on both outcomes and earn a risk-free profit. Now, if 0.89% doesn't seem particularly big, what you have to remember is this game is at frickin' 6:30. So the game's going to end by 9:30. It's 3:30 where I am, which means I'm going to be 0.89% richer in 6 frickin' hours, right? These returns compound and compound and compound. These ARBs are always changing around. So what you can do is just like, whatever, figure out how much you want to bet. So maybe we're like, oh, let's play it a little safer, 250, 180. Okay, we'll hit this. WinBet has a button for 250. So, whatever, 180. Now I'm 386 richer. I'm getting close to being able to buy a drink tonight. So that's pretty cool. So we just hit an ARB, right? It's always changing. Like it depends on what games are going on in a day. It depends on a bunch of factors. And it's really only for people who are willing to hustle and put in the time, right? And we just made some money. So I'm pretty happy about that. So we bet 180 on this plus 140. So if you want to go through the math very quickly. So this is, DeJounte, Murray, ARB, rebounds, I believe that was. Is this sharing correctly? And it appears to be. So we put 180 on the under and 250 on the over on WinBet, which you can see right here. I have a ton of bets open on WinBet from throughout the day. So we are going to be making how much in risk-free profit? This is just an arbitrage calculator. We're going to be earning 386. So my profit's going to go up 386. So that's pretty cool, right? It's basically risk-free. So if you want to go through the math, again, when the plus number is greater than the minus number, these are equal and opposite outcomes. You know, one of these things has to win, right? He's either going to have 8 or more rebounds, the over is going to win, the under is going to lose, or he's going to have 7 or less, and the under will win on Caesars and the over will lose. And due to the odds, because all these sportsbooks have different odds, right, you're able to make a risk-free profit. So sign up for all the sportsbooks, click all the links below, sign up for all of those sportsbooks because you need sportsbooks to actually make money sports betting. All these sportsbooks have different odds, which means signing up for more books is more, promos, more profitable bets, more EV bets, more ARBs, more positive EV bets, more everything. So what we bet was under 7.5 and over 7.5. I'll increase the text a bit on this so we can make this 20. Hopefully you're able to see this. And under 7.5 Murray, over 7.5 Murray, WinBet minus 135 odds, and Caesars plus 140 odds. Now what we can do is we can go through the math very briefly. So hopefully you can see this. If not, I apologize. But let's say this Murray guy, one of these bets has to win, one has to lose. So let's say he has 8+, and then let's say Murray, has less than 8 rebounds. Less than 8 rebounds. So if he has over 8 rebounds, our bet on WinBet is going to win, right? We bet $250 at minus 135 odds. So what we can do is make a column WinBet profit, and we can have Caesars profit, and then we can have net profit, right? So if he goes over 8 rebounds, then our bet on WinBet will win. So we stake $250 at minus 135 odds. So your profit would just be 185.19, right? We bet 180 on Caesars on the under 7.5 rebounds, which will lose. So our bet on Caesars of 180 will lose. So our net profit will be positive. We'll be up 519 due to the discrepancy in bookmaker odds. Now, if he goes less than 8 rebounds, we're going to lose 250 on WinBet, but we bet $180 on under 7.5 plus 140, right? So less than 8 rebounds, the same as under 7.5. So we bet $180 at plus 140 odds. Our profit's going to be 252. Either way, we end up money, right? So you can just use this arbitrage calculator, slightly round your numbers, and you're good to go. You're on your way to making money sports betting, right? I'm roughly 386 richer, so that's pretty cool. Now, what else are we on? I bet this minus 159. Thank you to the OddsJam Platinum plan. Insane value, bet online, one of the sharpest sports books in the world, probably right after Pinnacle and Bookmaker. They opened at minus 184. Twin Spires, by the way, has the same odds as, if I switch around my state, I play with my settings a lot, but Twin Spires has the same odds as, Parks in Pennsylvania, Casumo in Canada, Sugar House in New Jersey. So if you want to tail this bet, you can tail it. I already bet it, so it won't, I guess, be included in my profit and loss for this stream, but I bet it, minus 162. So they juice the odds a bit more, but insanely good, right? Whenever an ARB exists, there has to be a profitable bet. So if we go back to this, DeJounte Murray ARB, one of these bets has to be good. You can't have the opportunity to make risk-free money. Sports betting, there isn't a good bet. So what you do when you're trying to figure out, okay, which side is the good bet, that's positive EV betting, right? This minus 135, it's not even good, right? We're just hedging. That's what arbitrage is doing, is you're taking a profitable bet and you're hedging it. What's the good bet is DeJounte Murray under 7.5, right? You can see Pinnacle, the sharpest sports book in the world, they're only giving you plus 117 on Murray under 7.5 rebounds. We're getting plus 140. That's insane value. So if I go to the plus EV page, what I can see is what's the profit margin of that. So maybe I want a little exposure, right? This bet has a 4.42% profit margin. This under, right? The under's right here. So what we can do is we can bet a little more actually on this under. I'll throw another 100 on it because this is a plus EV bet. It is a mathematically profitable bet. I'm guaranteed to win in the long run. So what I'm betting is Murray under 7.5 rebounds. So I made 386 from it risk-free. Now I'm doubling down. I'm betting him under 7.5 rebounds, plus 140. I'm putting $100 on it. The profit margin of our bet, the expected value of our bet, the edge as a sports bettor, is 4.42%. So I can add this to my bet tracker. I'll throw $100 on it. So that's pretty sick. And again, this bet tracker on OddsJam is insanely powerful, right? Even the really old, weird men that run this industry of sports betting will tell you all that matters is beating the closing line as a sports bettor, right? You want to see green. The OddsJam bet tracker is 100% free. And what's so cool about it is it tells you when you're beating the closing line. So my bet yesterday on this Albanian Christians minus 5-point spread, this bet lost, but I beat the closing line. So I know I'm going to make money in the long run. Look it up anywhere. What is the number one factor to making money as a sports bettor? It is beating the closing line long term, right? And that's all OddsJam, and this is a free feature. So even if you never pay us, right? If you want to use the OddsJam Bet Tracker, just sign up for an account, exit out of the payment page. It's an incredibly powerful tool. You have to know how often you're beating the closing line, right? So we can see right here, this bet, I just added, which is why there's a green check mark if you can see that. So let's go to Murray. There's a green check mark right here because I already bet it. So OddsJam tells me, yeah, you already bet this. So, and again, feature ideas, email us anytime, contact@oddsjam.com. But this bet has a 4.42% profit margin. So I bet $100. My expected profit, it's not risk-free. This arbitrage profit was risk-free, but this isn't risk-free, right? Like arbitrage is pinning the bookmakers against each other to earn a risk-free profit. What this is is looking for good odds and wagering on them, right? So we just earned 420 in expected profit. So that's pretty cool. And your goal as a sports bettor is go through this Plus EV page, place as many as you can that you like, right? Maybe there are some you want to avoid. You can filter around your settings, player props, alternate markets, maximum odds you want to see. But basically, OddsJam just shows you data, which gives you signals as a sports bettor of what you should be looking at, right? So like if I go to DraftKings, you can see there's freaking unlimited odds. Well, I guess there's not that much college basketball, but then you go to the alternate spreads, right? And then there's halves. And these lines are constantly changing. Sports betting is a market. As sharp action comes in, as players get injured, as lines get posted, these odds are constantly changing around, right? If someone goes on to DraftKings and places like 50 grand on this over 6.5 minus 120, or like, maybe, DraftKings probably isn't going to take 50K, but if someone, 50 people go in and bet $1,000, DraftKings is going to move this from minus 120 to like minus 140 or something, right? Because they just took a bunch of action on it. So what we can do is, and you can kind of see right here, then, you have hockey. All OddsJam does is it scrolls through all this data. It's constantly scanning the markets for you to show you the interesting odds, right? Most of these odds on DraftKings aren't profitable. You'll lose money betting them because of the VIG. But what OddsJam does is it tells you, hey, here are some interesting spots where we think the sportsbook's odds are too good to be true. There's always a few nuggets of gold out there, like this plus 140 on Murray, under 7.5 assists, which has a 4.42% expected return. So we just hit that plus EV bet. So that's pretty cool. You can go back to the ARB page, this plus 120 on, clearly good. Jaylen Brown, over 3.5 assists. It's an ARB to Pinnacle, the sharpest sportsbook in the world. You could ARB it with FanDuel for a risk-free return of 1.72%, which you're earning later tonight, right? Absolutely in-frickin-sane. So we can go through. And you can filter out your settings, of course. If there's things you don't want to see, you can go here. You can go here. You can filter out books you don't want to see. And so these opportunities are always changing. You got to be quick. You got to be fast. But you can definitely hit them, right? All the time. I've hit a bunch today, ARBs plus EV bets. So, and you can kind of determine how you want to set up your bets. Like my goal as a sports bettor is I like to have like 20 or 30. If we look through my Caesars, or FanDuel account. So let me log back into FanDuel briefly. I like to have 20 or 30, ideally mathematically profitable bets placed from the OddsJam plus EV page per day. You're essentially forming your own little, like you can see, just a ton of bets open. And this is just one of the sports books, FanDuel, right? Like essentially you're just forming this little hedge fund, right, for yourself where you have a bunch of mathematically profitable bets placed. They're from the positive EV page, and you'll just see that profit stack up over time. Now, some bets may win, some bets may lose, but the power of OddsJam is everything's based in data, right? It's all based in math and statistics. This isn't, finger to the air type of sports betting like, DeRozan tonight, yeah, he's for sure going to get a block. Let's bet him plus 240. This is, hey, the sharpest sportsbook in the world. They're only giving you plus 180. DraftKings is giving you plus 240. So once you remove the juice from Pinnacle's market to get an estimate of the zero VIG or fair line, the fair price would be plus 204. We're getting plus 240. Right, on DraftKings, which is above the fair line once you remove the juice from Pin's market, which is the purpose of a no-vig odds calculator, which you should be using all the time, right? To remove the juice from a market and get an indication of the fair line for a bet, the fair line for a bet. So, you can see there's a couple block plays, 3 block plays. There's a made threes play. You want to fade Westbrook. Honestly, every time I bet on Westbrook, I regret it. Every time I bet on Westbrook, I seem to regret it. Every time I fade him, it ends up turning out pretty well. So maybe this is a bet you like, right? Plus 175. So it actually doesn't look like a bad bet. In the Arsenal game, over 3.5 goals, plus 220 on FanDuel. If we click into this, you can see TwinSpire's only giving you plus 200. DraftKings only plus 205. FanDuel plus 220, nearly an ARB to Pinnacle, right? It's positive EV to the zero vig line from the sharpest sportsbook in the world, which is definitely gets infinite more action on international soccer than FanDuel does. A very efficient betting market, right? Soccer, especially for Pinnacle. So we can go here, we can go to soccer, and we can throw a little bit of money on this one. And, there's also some promos. So we've said this before, but definitely something you want to bet. This First Basket Fridays. So you bet $1 on the first basket score, and you get $25 on the first basket score of any NBA game, and you get $1 in site credit for each 3-pointer in the game. So, I mean, there are a variety of ways you can do this, but what you can kind of do, it's not like this is a no-brainer promo. Regardless of what you're betting on, most games have over 23s. So you're getting over $20 in bonus from FanDuel. But it's just look for a game with a high point total and throw $25 on a first basket score. So maybe the Kings-Bucks game, the Warriors shoot a lot of threes, maybe them, I don't know. But it's probably not a good idea to pick the Trailblazers game. I mean, that's what my gut tells me, because they have a projected total points of 212.5 according to betting markets, whereas the Kings-Bucks game is 18 points or whatever higher. I forgot what this was, 212.5 or something like that. So what I ended up going with is, regardless of who you're betting on, this is going to be profitable. It's an absolutely insane promo. It's literally free money, right? Most of these games, you're only betting $25 on a first basket score. So I ended up going with Derek White, $25 plus 900 odds is, this game has a high point total. Is a lot of these games have 25 threes, right? So you're getting your money back, period. It's pretty common for an NBA game to have 25 threes. So the math behind this promo, the EV is insane. It's 80%, right? And of course, you can still lose money. There could be 0 threes in the game and nobody could, in your first basket score bet could lose. But that's very unlikely. This is really good. This was really good. It was yesterday. NHL parlay insurance, place a 4-leg parlay with cash. And we have an article about that. It's another super profitable promo. So if you just go here and you type in insurance, you can see we have a video describing this NBA first basket insurance. We have a video discussing the math behind this parlay insurance. Just super profitable. So, under in the Jazz Pistons game, EV bet, tight market from pin, ARB to pin. Looks like lines are steaming lower. Are we going to be able to be quick enough? So we can go to the Jazz game, under 219.5. We'll throw 500 on it. This is just log me out. Got to log back in. So let me stop sharing my screen for a second. Log back in. You good? And then let's place this bet. Okay, so we can go here. And why do I like this bet? It's an ARB between the sharpest sportsbook in the world and WinBet. So we can throw 250 on it and F it. Let's throw another 250 on it. So under 219.5 Jazz Pistons game. This bet has an EV of, 3.8%. So we can go here. Jazz Pistons under 219.5 minus 110 odds. And this is, we bet $500. And this bet had an EV of 3.8%. So super freaking high. And what we can do is go back here. It's 3.8%. So we are earning, I essentially feel $20 richer roughly, right? My bet has 4% EV. I'm earning a 4% profit margin in one freaking day. The return of the stock market is, 8% a year. I just earned 4% in one day. Absolutely insane. Not even a full day, a few hours I'm getting this back. It's insane. But that's why sports betting is so crazy, is all these sports books have different odds, right? So go through all the links below, sign up for them all. All these sports books have different odds. You need them all. You need more sports books to make more money sports betting, right? So again, we have an ARB between Pinnacle, the sharpest sports book in the world, and WinBet, right? one of these, like this is risk-free money. If I had both of these accounts, I could make a risk-free profit. So there has to be a good bet. And all you're doing is following the freaking data because Pinnacle's the sharpest sportsbook. Every other damn sportsbook has a total at like 217, and we're getting under 219.5. Insane value. So let me log back into DraftKings briefly, and then we can go over some of their promos. So I can go here, and I can log into DraftKings. I think they had some stuff. If not, they didn't, but we'll see. So I log back into DraftKings. Caesars, you still got me logged in. Okay. Looks like we're good to go. So now I can share my screen again. And you can see now they actually have the total down to 219, right? We got under 219.5. So lines are steaming lower. That's the power of OddsJam. We're catching the steam movements ahead of time. And we were just able to get down an absolutely incredible bet. Here's another great bet, right? Like I told you earlier, we bet this minus 162 right here, right? They just moved their odds to minus 175. Clearly an indication you got a good bet. This minus 165 on DraftKings is really good. So what you can do is you can bet it. You can add it to your frickin' bet tracker by hitting the save button. Also, we have a getting started guide if any of this is confusing, but add it to your bet tracker, go to bets. And once Pinnacle post markets, you know, what you can see is if your bet is bad and this is red, you'll get an email alert from OddsJam if you have your CLV notifications turned on, and then you can cash out your bet. Of course, you know, because I'm very profitable and very sharp, usually I don't get much red. So I don't get many CLV email alerts because all of my bets are coming from the OddsJam plus EV page, right? For the most part. So, you know, we hit a player prop plus EV bet. We hit an ARB. We can hit another ARB if you want. Like this one's still fucking up. Like this one's still up. There's a first quarter one. Again, 0.5% small. No, screw that. I'm going to place $250 on both sides. I'll be $250 richer. This takes me 2 seconds to place this bet. Let's just do it. I go to FanDuel. We can go to first quarter total points in the Magic Lakers game. 217.5. What we can do is go to quarters. Again, you got to know how to move quick. Study the sports books. Right? So first quarter alternate points. We'll see how much FanDuel even gives me. What number was I looking at? 55.5 plus 102. So, you know, FanDuel hates me. They're going to say you get 147.05. So I'll be like, okay, you know, I'll throw 147.05 on that. And then I can go here and I can be like, yo, I just got 147.05 on that. Then they're going to be like, yo, cool, bet 150-ish on WinBet. You're going to earn a risk-free $1.47. Now maybe I'll actually tip tonight, you know, at the restaurant. But you can go here, you go to the Lakers game, and we can click into this, and then you can go to quarters, and then we want to go to under 55.5 plus 100. And then I want to place 150 on this, right? Roughly. So again, like I'm just rounding a bit these numbers, but like regardless of what you're freaking betting, like, you know, if you want to follow the calculator exactly, but like we're earning 147 roughly in risk-free profit. I'm just rounding the numbers a bit because I was limited by FanDuel. So I'm 147 richer from this first quarter total points ARB. First quarter total points ARB. So then I can go here and I'm 147 richer. Cool. So, you know, already made like $5 with ARBs and I'm working on max limited accounts. So that's pretty cool. You know, we can keep refreshing. You can scroll down, then we can go to the middles page and then we can go to the EV page. I mean, I spend most of my time on the EV page nowadays, but the EV page can be overwhelming. There's a lot of good bets to go through and kind of figure out what you like, what you don't like, why you like it, why you don't like it. So, but use data, right? Like this is a good bet. You should be on this bet if you have a DraftKings account. There are a lot of good bets out there, right? And just play, you know, like figure out what you want to bet, what you don't want to bet. But, you know, this ultimately, the more bets you can place from the plus EV page per day, the better, right? So, and again, we've said this before, but like try to focus on lines with, you know, less market width. So do I think this plus 240 is pretty good? Yeah. But also, like, that's a pretty damn wide market. Plus 180, minus 271. Like, that's why a lot of time in this market too, minus 110, minus 121, right? So that's the issue with some of these sketchier, weird markets like player blocks, right? And why some people, prefer to focus on these tighter markets like first half money line, Mary Mac, hope I pronounced that right, versus Bryant. So, you can ultimately kind of decide for yourself, but there's a ton of everything is in the data, right? That's the power of OddsJam. That's the power of the OddsJam Platinum plan, especially with updated refresh speeds, more sports books, stuff like that. Is everything is about following the data. All these sports books have different odds. So what you should do is you should go through the links below, sign up for every sports book you don't have that's in your state. If you're in Colorado, why don't you have Betfred, right? You should have Betfred. It's another sports book, more promos, more positive EV bets, more ARBs. Get more sports books. Get more sports books. I mean, at the end of the day, you will not make money sports betting with one frickin' sports book, ever. Get more. Stop listening to picks. Stop listening to these square handicappers on Twitter. They don't even have products, right? They don't have an inch of data in their brain. Everything in sports betting is about the odds you are getting, right? Why on earth would you ever bet on Betfair if you're in Europe, the Magic plus 163, if you can get them plus 175 on another book? It makes no sense, right? Same here. Why would I ever place a bet on Fox Bet plus 160 if I'm in Colorado on the Magic, if I can freaking go a tab over to Superbook and get plus 175? It doesn't make sense. So get more sports books, sign up for more sports books, and also always have OddsJam up, right? Your job is not important. Making money sports betting definitely outweighs that. So, these opportunities are always changing. Nobody knows when lines are going to be posted, when sharp action is going to come in and move totals lower, when, the weather report's going to come out and NFL totals are going to start to change, and there can be some great ARBs or EV bets. Nobody knows when this stuff is going to happen. So what you should be doing is always have OddsJam up on your freaking phone at work and just hit that refresh button as much as you can to find good bets, right? Like if you're not on OddsJam now, you're not going to probably have another chance to bet the Maple Leafs minus 165. I already bet them. I could double down, but I'm not going to double down. You didn't have a chance to bet Bryant first half money line minus 110 unless you were on OddsJam right now, right? So let's take advantage of this. So we can go to halves and then we can go to the Bryant game, minus 110, boom, let's throw 100 on it. And then we can go to the EV page. I can figure out my edge or my profit margin as a sports bettor. So you can see right here, it's 4.61%. So we go here, and then we have Bryant, 4.61%. And that means our profit margin is going to be this times this. And we bet $100, and this is at minus 110 odds. So we have Bryant first half money line. Right? Clearly an incredible bet. You have an ARB between DraftKings and the smartest sportsbook in the world, objectively. Pinnacle is friendly to arbitrage betting. Like the key concept with OddsJam is whenever there's an ARB, one, you can make risk-free money if you wanted to. Two, but you have to be fast and you have to be checking OddsJam all the time and be sitting on the site. Now, number two is like the users who make the most money from OddsJam use the product the most, right? It makes the most sense. I get emails all the time. Hey, man, made this much with the product. And it's like, cool. And it's always the people who, spend a lot of time on the site. The people who just check for good NFL bets 2 minutes before the start of the games on Sunday never will make money sports betting. Never, never, never will make money sports betting, right? Sports betting is constantly looking the pursuit of good odds. The pursuit of good odds. You need to be constantly looking for good lines and good opportunities. So use OddsJam frequently. Spend your whole time on the site. If you need a longer free trial, email us. We're happy to do that. If you have questions, email us. We're happy to do that, right? Try out OddsJam. But most importantly, you need to get more sports books, right? Like that is the easiest way to make money sports betting. Caesars, $1,001 free bet match. You sign up, they give you $1,001. like it's insane. But these sports books, because there's so many sports books in the United States, they have to compete for you, for your dollars, for your business. And if I didn't have FanDuel, right, I wouldn't have had access to this insane promo tonight where the EV is like $20 for a $25 bet, right? So promos as well as just good lines, right? Like I couldn't have made risk-free money if I didn't have WynnBET and Caesars. I couldn't have placed that positive EV bet on DeJounte Murray under 7.5 assists or whatever it was, right? What was it? I don't even remember. Under 7.5. Rebounds. I apologize. I hope I got that right in the sheet. Yeah, I did. Under 7.5 rebounds. So DeJounte. So use OddsJam, email us questions, click all the links in the description, sign up for every frickin' sportsbook. Here's a great line, right? Like you can see it's favored. Victor Henry, plus 100 MMA, right? It's an ARB to Pinnacle. DraftKings has it favored. Let's freaking bet this. I love betting on fights. What is more fun? I already have so many UFC bets that open this weekend, but what is more fun than placing a bet on a fight and hoping somebody doesn't get knocked out? I mean, seriously, nothing. Absolutely nothing, right? Which is why I love sports betting, right? Like I like watching sports sometimes, whatever. Not all the time, but sometimes, especially if my bet's winning, then I enjoy watching sports. Over 2.5 rounds. Let's hit it. $500. Boom. This bet has, 3.77% edge. So I can go here. And then we have Henry versus, 500, 3.37% edge, which means my profit margin as a sports bettor is $18.50. Insanely profitable bet. And it's tomorrow at 7:15. Henry versus Raoni Barcelos. Over 2.5 rounds. So hopefully no one gets knocked out. I don't want anyone getting knocked out in this freaking fight. I like when I am betting on people to get knocked out, but this is also more exciting and makes me feel like a better person when I'm not rooting for someone to get knocked out. We can see if there's any other good bets. I mean, why not? So I can go here and then let me just log back in very briefly. Okay. What I can do is see about the promos. Okay, we can see if there's anything else out here we want to bet. But so much stuff, right? If you want to find some good lottery ticket bets, just increase your maximum positive EV odds. Like this looks like insane value. Williams over 0.5 blocks, right? So if we click into this, you can see what the market looks like. Looks like pretty damn good value to Pinnacle. So maybe you want to dabble there. I mean, I could go on all day. I could place bets here all day. But here's one under 6.5 Blue Jackets Penguins. Let's hit this. I think I already have it bet, but like I'm definitely down to double down. This is today. Under 6.5 goals is plus 114. I see it plus 110, so it looks like it moved down a bit. So if I go in here and I go to the Penguins game and then I go to under 6.5, you can see looks like pretty dang good value, right? Check Bet Online and Bookmaker, get the OddsJam Platinum plan. You need to see more sportsbooks to make better betting decisions. Plus 110 is an ARB to pin. Seems pretty good. So here's a bet we'll place, right? Like 429.55. Under 6.5, Penguins, Blue Jackets. Again, it's just like looking at data, right? They were giving you plus 114. Now it's down to plus 110. That's still an ARB to Pinnacle, the sharpest sportsbook in the world. It looks like pretty damn good value to all these other books. It's almost an ARB to Bet Online, which is probably the second or third sharpest sportsbook for NHL hockey. We're getting plus 110. Seems pretty good. So click all the links below. Sign up for all these sports books. FanDuel limited us to 429.55. So under 6.5 Blue Jackets Pens, we got plus 114. This was at plus 100 odds, and I'm betting. What did I bet? 429.55. So they gave me 429.55. The profit margin was, I actually got plus 110, so it was a little lower. So I guess I should go here. And then we have Penguins. So this, the profit margin was probably like 4%, 3%, because if I was getting plus 110, yeah, it should be about 4%. So now we have this, and that's cool on 1718, Richard, right? So what you're going to see, and I've said this before, is like, here's our expected profit from today. So I think I added too many columns, but, $63 NEV. Is this like expected profit, which is just the percentage return from the OddsJam plus EV page, is very closely going to match our actual profit. Of course, there will be swings. There's variance. We'll have losing days. We'll have a lot of winning days, of course. But we'll see that profit go up and up and up and up. So tons of bets out there. Hit them all. Let's get it tonight. Hit that minus 165. God, so many bets. Get OddsJam. It's worth every penny. Try out the OddsJam Platinum plan if you're on the industry plan. It's worth every penny. We'll give you your money back after a month if you don't like it. But most importantly, get every damn sportsbook in the description. You need more sportsbooks to be successful as a sports bettor. Click every link. Sign up for every sportsbook in the description. Maxime Bet. If you're in Colorado, get it. They're giving away 2022 deposit bonus only for the next week in Colorado with that link exclusive to OddsJam. You get a $2,000 deposit bonus. This is exclusive to OddsJam. Click the link below if you're in Colorado. Sign up for it. Like if you're in New York, hit the Caesars link, right? They're only going to give you this $3,000 deposit bonus for a little bit of time. Same with Louisiana. Hit the Caesars link, right? Like sign up for all these sports books tonight, make a serious investment in your sports betting, and you will see your profit go up and up and up. Wow. Raptors money line today. Are we going to be able to hit that? Holy moly. Where is this game? Raptors minus 106. Wow, that is an incredible, incredible line. So this is the power of having the OddsJam Platinum plan, right? Bookmaker is steaming towards them. We just got down minus 116. So one sec here. Let me log back into DraftKings. We can see, oh my God, what a line. So we were able to bet $500 on it, and then I can share my screen again. And we can go through the EV of it. Like just an absolutely insane line. I mean, what the heck? Like, just look at this. It's an ARP to like basically everything. I don't know if someone got injured for the Raptors or sitting, but this bet has frickin' 7.44% EV. And again, I wouldn't have found it if I wasn't on OddsJam. So Raptors money line minus 106. I bet $500. You got to spend all your freaking day on OddsJam. I mean, there's literally nothing better to do than make money sports betting. I don't know what is more exciting in life than making money sports betting. Absolutely nothing. Literally. So we just got, just incredible value thanks to OddsJam, right? Some square handicapper on Twitter who doesn't even have a product isn't going to be able to tell you the Raptors were minus 106. Now they're freaking minus 129, right? Absolutely insane. So hit bets, make money, tons of good bets out there today. There's a lot of NBA. So like there will be slow days, there will be fast days. There's no NBA, it's going to be slower. But if you can't make your money with OddsJam, but you need to get multiple sportsbooks. Again, we've said that. You need multiple sportsbooks. Click on every link below. Sign up for every dang sportsbook below. You need them all. It's the only way you're going to be successful as a sports bettor is having as many sportsbooks as possible, right? So, I literally am just going to sit here all night and just hit bets. So that's pretty exciting. Not actually, but hopefully I can do that. That's always the ideal Friday night. So at least for me, I like making money and hitting good bets, and then occasionally watching them if it's the fourth quarter of a game and my bet is maybe going to hit and I have a lot of money on it, right? Sports betting is supposed to be enjoyable. All OddsJam is trying to do is help every sports bettor in the U.S., become slightly better by using data to inform their betting decisions, right? Like this plus 375, if you were looking for an NBA prop bet on this random player, nobody knows, Zaire Williams, that's the best damn prop bet you're going to find on Zaire Williams. Like the last thing you need to do as a sports bettor is just like trust these square handicappers all over Twitter and all over, YouTube and stuff like that, right? Everything is about the odds you're getting. All that matters is the odds. So use OddsJam. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you.